Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. It's been a hot minute since we've uploaded a video, but sometimes life happens and we just have other priorities and this kind of took the back burner. So but I'm happy to be back. I have literally filmed this video 3 times. Had some technical difficulties and I'm hoping that this one turns out. I'm praying that this one turns out because I really don't want to have to film this again. But you know what? We already told you guys we were going to get it up. So I'll do what I have to do. Today, the look that I'm doing is my everyday work makeup. I can get this done in 10 minutes, and today I'm breaking it down for you guys. I think you guys will find once you start doing it, wow, this really doesn't take that long. None of this is difficult. So I hope that's what you find. If you have any questions, of course, leave them below, leave them on our Instagram. All right, I've already applied my Hangover Replenishing Face Primer by Too Faced. This is what I've been using as my daily moisturizer just because the one I typically use I am out of. Then I'm going to go in with this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer and I'm just going to apply that to my T-zone where I have large pores and I have a wrinkle forming here between my eyebrows. So nice. Just going to do a tiny bit. Next, I'm going to go in with my foundation, and I am going to be using the L'Oreal True Match, which is what I always use, and right now I'm in the color Honey Beige. I sometimes mix in this Pro Glow during the summer just to give me a little bit more of a glow, but this is a little bit light for me right now, so I'm going to go in with this. I don't like to use an expensive foundation for my everyday wear just because I go through them so fast. I used to use like my Urban Decay All Nighter, my Estee Lauder, but I would go through those bottles so fast because I was obviously wearing it every single day to work, and they're just too pricey to kind of do that. So I really like this True Match. Me and Scotti have said it's our favorite from the very beginning. So if you haven't tried it, definitely try it. If you have more dry skin, I would definitely try this, or if you're going for a glowy look in the summer, check that out. Got my beauty blender nice and damp. You don't want to use it dry. It's not the point of it. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to start dotting this all over my face. And what's nice about the Beauty Blender, it's actually a beauty sponge, I'm sorry. The Beauty Blender is an actual brand, so you're not really supposed to call them a beauty blender unless it's that brand, but it is a beauty sponge and I get mine from Real Techniques. I pick one up almost every time I go to Walmart. They also have them at Target, Ulta. You'll see that brand kind of everywhere. So, and I really like it. It has a flat edge and a pointed edge, so you can I use the flat edge to really just like blend everything out. It makes it go really quickly, and then I use the pointed edge to go in with my concealer later. So, and it gets really big and fluffy, and it's just a really nice application. So I'm just going to start pouncing this all over. So clear down your jaw, a little bit down your neck, just to make sure it's all blending out smoothly. And I like to go over my eyelids just because I like to start with like a full clean slate. I like everything to be the same color. I can usually get this process in about 10 minutes is how long it usually takes me to get ready for work in the morning as far as my makeup goes. So I know it's going to be a little bit drawn out here for this video, but once you get it down, I'm just kind of showing you some basic steps just to start off. For those of you who have asked, I just need someone to just show me what to even do with this stuff. So this is kind of for you guys, but it's also for those of you who might be just looking for something to change up on your everyday look. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of concealer. I'm going to do 3 dots, 2 and 1, and just kind of create a little triangle here. Again, for work, for me, it's a little bit about simplicity. I don't want to put too much concealer on. If I'm going to go out at night, you know, I'll obviously add a little bit more to make it a little bit more dramatic, but for work, I just like to keep it pretty simple. And you want to apply this concealer to more than just underneath your eyes, because otherwise it's just going to make it look like you only have brightness right here, but we want it to even out over our faces. Keep the outsides of your face a little darker, and then the middle of it, we're going to want it to be lighter. started noticing that I have some darkness starting underneath my eyes. I used to just do this just for the fact of like the highlight part of highlighting and contouring, but lately I've been noticing actual darkness underneath my eyes, which I feel like just comes with age. How much fun is that? So I'm gonna start trying out some products I've been seeing. I've heard that the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye is like amazing. So my mom really likes It Cosmetics for her more mature skin. And so does my sister. They both use like the CC cream. They use that as like their everyday foundation. I've tried it before and I didn't really love it, but then now that I'm getting older, I feel like maybe if I went back and tried it, especially in the summer, I may like it a little bit more than that first time I tried it out. I'm sorry, I didn't even tell you what this was. I used the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I do think that this color is a little bit light for me right now, but I'm in the color light medium honey. I'm gonna go in with this Master Fix Maybelline Setting and Perfecting Powder. And this is what I'm gonna set my under eyes with. Again, it's just a translucent powder. It will provide some brightness under your eyes, so be prepared for that. I like that part. Again, once I add on my bronzer and my other powders, it's all gonna come together. So if it looks a little bright right now on camera, don't worry, it's all gonna come out nice and blended. So I am again just taking my beauty sponge. I'm just kind of patting that out. I still do like my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and my sister got it and now she loves it as well. It's just, the colors are so pigmented and it really does just help your under eye just pop that yellow color that's in there. Oh, I just love it. But again, for every day, that's what we're doing here. And I'm not gonna be, I don't really want to use a lot of expensive products because I just go through them too quickly. And if you have the money to spend like that, then you go for it. But I'm just making it work with what I have. And if you are someone who has oily skin, then you're going to want to set the rest of your face either with a translucent powder like this or with a powder. It just helps kind of keep everything in place when your skin does throughout the day start to get oily. Now that we have that done, I'm going to go in with, this is just some Sephora face powder, pretty basic. I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and I'm just going to dot a little bit of this with the rest of my face. I'm going to use it just mostly down here and then around on my forehead. After this, I do go ahead and just jump right into my contour. I'm not really going to do like a harsh contour for every day. I just do more of a bronzing. And I found this brush. I've had it for a long time. I've actually had to trim it down and it's looking a little bit scary right now. But it's from Sonia Kashuk. It's a brand from Target. And I saw online it was like the NARS, I think it's called the Ida brush. But it looks a lot like this. It's a little bit smaller, but this is what everyone back in the day was using to contour. And so I was like, I'm gonna try that and see if I can find this cheaper version. So I do really like it. I did cut it down because it used to be a lot longer, just not as dense, but I kind of liked that. But then now it's, you can see it's frayed out a little bit. So now it doesn't do quite the contour or harsh contour. It just does a good job of bronzing. I don't know if they still have this, but if they have it, I would check it out. So I'm gonna take the middle color of my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. It is in the color Shadow Play. I don't prefer this lighter one. It has a little bit too much ashy gray in it, and sometimes whenever I use it, I just feel like it looks very gray. So be careful if you're going into that. It just kind of depends too on your skin tone. So it might work out for you, but it doesn't look so great on me. So as you can see, I'm doing really light pressure, but I'm just kind of doing I'm swirling it, but I'm swirling it up away from my jaw because I don't want it to get too low. So just doing a nice swirly on this side, going with a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm gonna take some here along the side of my face. I'm just trying to slim that out, give it some shadow to give the appearance of a slimmer face. And I have a 7 head, so we're gonna try to reduce that to a 5 head. Most people have a 4 to a 3 head. Not me. That's all right. It's who I am. Okay, I'm gonna go in just with a tiny little touch of the darkest one. I'm gonna add it just mostly here at the back. Again, kind of shimmying the brush up as I do that. Okay, I'm gonna add just a little bit more on my brush. I'm gonna rub on each side of my nose, a little bit under my chin and along the jawline. Okay, now if you think your contour got a little out of control, just go back in with your fluffy powder brush and just kind of work that out. It'll help blend everything pretty seamlessly. And another trick is if you feel like this got a little bit lower than you'd like, a lot of times I can just not even pick up any more product and just kind of drag that right underneath with that leftover product, and it'll help kind of just clean that up a little bit. So then now that that is pretty much done, all really I have left for my actual face, besides my eyes, is like my blush and highlighter, which I don't do to the very end. So at this point, what I like to do is I like to take some of my setting spray. This is actually a primer water as well. You can use this. It is by Smashbox. I really love this. You can use this as a primer during your makeup and after your makeup. I don't really care for it as a primer. I'm not saying it did a bad job, but it didn't do much for me. So what I like to do though is with all this powder on my face, I like to go ahead and spray my face down. And I like to take my damp sponge and I just like to press all of that product into its place. It just helps everything stick. And I will spray again at the very end and not go back in with this, but for some reason I just feel like this just helps push all of that product in, and it helps melt it all together to give it a nice seamless look. So now before I move on to my eyes, I am gonna go ahead and in with my eyebrows. Okay, so the eyebrow pencil that I've been using lately is by Almay. So I get the color Dark Blonde. It has the spoolie on one end, which is very important. And I just got a new one, so it's nice and fresh up here. It's not a really small tip like this. This one, it's like the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've kind of gotten away from this one just because for me, I get way too heavy-handed with that small. It's just so easy for me to get carried away with that. Then I press and I end up with really harsh lines, and it just doesn't look very natural. So I found this one. A blogger was actually talking about it because she did that same thing as I do. So I tried it out and I really, really like it. This is obviously my second one. So I'm gonna brush all my hairs up. I'm not gonna start at the inside. I'm gonna start right here. And I'm just gonna do very light pressure. Just draw a line back to where my arch is. Blend it out with a spoolie. My eyebrows are very blonde, as you probably can tell on camera, so I don't like to do a dramatic eyebrow. I just like to keep them fairly natural, but actually be able to see them, because sometimes, especially during the summer, they get so blonde. I'm gonna do small brush strokes here, sorry. Hair strokes. And always take that spoolie and really blend that out so there's no harsh lines. So now I'm just gonna go back up to the front here. I'm not gonna draw any harsh line under here. I just want it to stay looking pretty natural. I'm just gonna put a few little, sorry if I'm out of, okay. Then always go back in. Eyebrows are kind of like when you're blending out your eyeshadow. You just have to keep going in and really blending that out so you don't have any harshness. Because you don't want like caterpillar eyebrows, or like, I think I heard someone call them like Sharpie eyebrows, which I think is funny. Because you don't want that. You don't want them too dark. Even if you have dark hair, I would still maybe like go a shade lighter than your actual hair color. And just be, or if you go with the color of your hair color, just be very light-handed. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. My eyebrows are both so different and it really annoys me. I have one that's just so easy to do, and then the other that's just pain in my backside. All right, blendy blend. Now that the brows are done, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of just some clear eyebrow gel. It's like literally almost gone, so. This just helps set them in place all day long. Okay, 3 colors. Pick a light brown, a medium or dark brown, and then an all over kind of shimmery fun color that goes with brown. So I'm gonna do the exact same as that, and I'm gonna start with a light brown. Again, it doesn't matter what palette, anything you're using. So I'm gonna start with this fluffy brush by Morphe. It's just a blending brush, it's big and fluffy. And I'm just gonna dip some of my light brown color. The key is to start with very little product. We'll add as we need to. Just go in with that in the crease. So we're just gonna start doing some back and forth motions, very light pressure. Then you're gonna start swirling it up. Everyone has very different eye shapes, so you might see me really getting after this, swirling it up, but I have a very large eyelid from like where my eyebrow is clear down to where my eyelashes are, so I have a lot to work with here. If you're someone that has smaller eyes, just keep it pretty tight here in your crease and then just blend it up just a little bit. And don't be afraid to kind of buff this clear out in. And it's okay if you get it down on your lid, that's no problem, because we're gonna go back in later with some of that shimmery color. Okay, so now that we have that one buffed out, we're gonna go into our other eye. Now that we have that in our eyes, we're gonna take, it's gonna be kind of the same shape as this one, but it's a little bit smaller and denser. And this is by Eco Tools, and you can just get this at, again, a Walmart, Ulta, CVS, Walgreens, Target, any of those places. Now we're gonna go in with our medium to dark brown. So with this one, we're gonna focus more on this outer corner. We're just gonna give our eye a little bit more depth. And again, use very light product and very light pressure. So you're just gonna start right here in the corner of your eye. Make a kind of like a V. Okay, then once that's in this corner, I'm just gonna drag it into the crease just to give that a little bit more depth. Now, if you ever get worried like, oh wow, I just got a lot of product, just go back in with your plain blending brush. Don't pick up any more product and you can just blend that out. I'm gonna go in just with right here in the corner, just give it a little bit more depth. Okay, that'll be it. Go do the same thing in this eye. We'll focus right out here in the corner. Pick up a little bit more corner and drag. Okay, but we want to soften that up, so we're gonna grab our blending brush and go back in and swish, swish, swish. So now I'm gonna go in just with like a flat brush. This is by Morphe, but it's just a flat applicator brush. And you can pick up any color you want. I'm gonna do kind of a, let's see what the names are. I'm gonna go in with a medallion and light pewter. But there's also like a rose bronze in here that would be really pretty. But I'm just gonna stick with these two. I'm gonna mix them both. Now this is, if you're gonna have fallout under your eye, this is gonna be where it's gonna come from. I'm just gonna apply that right here to the inner corner. I'm not gonna drag it all the way out here. We don't wanna cover up that darkness we just did. I'm just gonna keep it right there in the middle. You might tap off your brush too, just to make sure any of that extra fallout does go ahead and get off your brush before you put it to your eye. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with my blending brush, just go over all of that. That's the eyelids. Now we're gonna go under the eyes to the eyelash, bottom lash line, there we go. And I'm gonna pick up the light brown with just a little pencil brush, or you can use the smudgy end of this brush. Either one works. Pick that up, and you're just gonna go right along your lash line. This again just gives really good depth to your eye. Then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the darker color. I'm gonna focus that more just out here on the outside, and I'm gonna connect this darker part that we did up here. I'm just gonna put a little bit, make sure that those connect right out here on the outside. Okay, that is it for that. I'm gonna take brown eyeliner. If you're someone that just doesn't look good in brown eyeliner, or you just prefer black on you, that'll work too. I just have been liking brown eyeliner, so that's why I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna take the eyeliner, I'm just gonna drag it out a little ways out here in the corner. Then I'm gonna do a little line on the lower lash line. Then I'm gonna take my little pencil brush again, and you don't even have to smudge it out if you don't want. If you want to just leave it like this, but once you put mascara on, it's gonna kind of cover that up anyway, but I just like everything to be kind of blown out and smudged. And I'm not even gonna pick up any product, I'm just gonna kind of smudge that out and then connect it to that lower. There. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side. We're gonna go in with some mascara, and this stuff is so good. It's the Voluminous Lash Paradise. I love this stuff, and I hope they never discontinue it because I just think it's so amazing. A real quick note about this mascara, besides that it's amazing, if you're gonna go in to wipe this off, I definitely recommend getting your whole face wet, just because I feel like it just starts softening that up, even though, I mean, it says it's a waterproof, but just something about like the water getting on it and then going with your face wash, it just like helps dissolve that all off so much better. So just keep that in mind when you're going to take it off. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back in with my blush and my highlighter, and I'm gonna use this, another Eco Tools brush. This is what I use for my blush. And this is the Tarte palette, and I'm going to go in with these two peachy colors here, Smashing and Beaming. Now I'm going to do a little bit of, this is MAC Global Glow Mineralized Skin Finish. I'm just going to use this brush right here. Just gonna put a little bit up here above the eyebrows to give it a little glow. I'm gonna put it down here on my bronzer. Then I'm gonna go in with some Becca Champagne Pop, and we're gonna glow up. Okay, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this right on the corner of my eye, the inner corner of my eye. All right, I'm gonna spray my face one more time. Then for lips, we wanna keep it pretty neutral. So I'm gonna go in with this Milani lip liner in the color 04. And it's very nude. It just kind of helps if you have any like makeup on your lips, it just helps obviously go over that and just give your, it's pretty much the exact same shade as my actual lip. And then I'm gonna go in with this Milani lipstick called Matte Naked number 61. Let me go get my shirt on. All right, guys, this is the look. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you picked up some good tips and tricks along the way. And again, if you have any questions, just shoot them to us. And don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Oh, and also, I wore this t-shirt, and it says, on Tuesdays we eat tacos. Oh my gosh, my legs are so sore. On Tuesdays we eat tacos, because hopefully when you're watching this, it's Tuesday. And maybe you can have Taco Tuesday.